Hey guys, Cindy over paper.old.new. Thanks for coming by and spending some time with me today. I'm coming back to you with a video in my little golden book, Kitten Little Golden Book, something that I wanted to add some wallpaper to them. So I was futzing around with it, and I didn't just want to take a piece of wallpaper, put paper on the back of it, fold it up, and stick it in there as like a journaling card. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I think it looks really cute as pages, but I wanted to do something a little different. What we're going to make today could also be a standalone booklet if you wanted to just sew some pages into it. So I'm going to show you how to make what I made. It's not hard. So, you know, you need some paper, and you could use cardstock for the outside piece if you wanted to. If you don't have wallpaper, you could use cardstock for the outside piece. This is not complicated. And you'll need paper, and you'll need glue, and you'll need scissors. If you want, you can use ink and like paper punches and stuff like that. But those are not necessary. So the first thing I was going to do, so I'll show you this one. So as you can see, it's a little booklet. Well, it's a little fold up piece of wallpaper, and on the inside I put some pockets. So we have a pocket here and a pocket here. This one goes all the way through. So that's a full page, and that's about a 2/3 page. And then we have this pocket that goes all the way through, and you've got this one. This is a pocket, but it opens up. I have a really long piece of string on here. I should probably cut it. It doesn't need to be that long. Are we watching how long that was? I'll probably cut it. And I won't wind it back up. Okay, so it opens up to be journaling space. So you've got cute journaling space in here. And then back here is another little pocket. Okay, so you just close that up, and then you wind your string back around. And then over here, and I'm going to get something to decorate that, is a little faux envelope flip down, also for journaling space. Okay, I know I'm all the way down here on the bottom of my board. I'm going to need those later, as you can see. Okay, you can probably already tell by how I did this, how to make this. This is, like I said, not hard. I actually have something that I might want to put there while I'm thinking about it. I have these little these are French words from the branding strip on the top of a piece of paper, so I might take and put one of those on there. I think that would be cute. Anyway, I'm not going to do that right this minute. What I was going to say is, basically what I did was I took my wallpaper and I cut it to be smaller than a little golden book page, but to fit within. And I've decided that I want to put this one here in this book. So this is going to go right in here like this. My signature is going to sit in there. And you have a little interactive piece in the book. So when I open that up, and then you open this, and you've got some pockets and some journaling space. And then you further into the book, of course, you would go in here, and you have these pockets and this journaling space, and then you've got the piece of wallpaper. So that's where I'm going to put that one in there. And then, as I was sitting talking, because I've already filmed this video once, as I was sitting talking about how I think I have found a new video system to film. It's a lot cheaper. So, I'm going to be getting rid of my Adobe subscription, which is what I had, and it's expensive. So as you can see, I swapped sides on this one. This was the one I made on camera, and then my recording for some reason just quit on me about 2 minutes from the end. And it quit in a way that it crashed, and I lost the entire video. So luckily I have 5 of these going. So we're still gonna make one for another little golden book. But I thought I would show you this one, and I know where I want to see if I remember where I want to put this one. I think I do. there. Wasn't there, was it? Maybe I don't remember, I mean. It was in the first signature. Oh, it was here. Okay. Because I like the way the papers go with this green out here. Okay, so we're going to put that right in there. Both of the wallpaper pieces are in the first signature of the book. But, you know, what are you going to do? I do want to make something with wallpaper to go in the second signature so that it carries through. You know how we like to carry through, right? All right, so that one's this one. Now, as I've been telling you, I've been keeping all of my, here's the wallpaper I used for this one, or the scrap of the wallpaper I used for this one. I've been keeping all my little golden books together with all of their papers and all of their pieces. So we're going to put these away and get them out of the way so that we've got room to work. I just wanted to show you the piece and show you where in the books I intended to put them. And then, there we go. Nice clean surface. Let's get to work. The one we're going to work in is my neutral, kind of. My Shy Little Kitten. It's the one I've been focusing on so much because of its being so neutral. I was struggling with colors for it. And then what we need are the cutoff scraps. Now this is going to be a little interesting because I folded the scraps before I cut them. So depending on how long they are, I might get into trouble, but we're going to give it a shot. So these are my fold off scraps. These are cards that I thought would go, so we might be using those in the journal later. Put that down there. Here's the Shy Little Kitten. I have it out because when we're done, we'll try and see if we can figure out where we want it to go. Here's some of the other paper I was intending to use in the book. If I get lost and need something, I can pull from this stack. Because we got all kinds of stuff here. Okay. I think we'll be all right. Okay, this is what I chose. It's got the black and white of the Shy Little Kitten. It's got the red, and then the brown is neutral, right? So I figured this would be a good choice for my Shy Little Kitten book. Now, I'm going to turn it this way because the torn edge is hard to line up. For measurements, this piece is going to be cut 13 inches wide by 6 inches tall. Okay? That's what I'm looking for. Thirteen inches wide. So my book is not quite a square. And of course, you could do this as wide as you wanted if you've got a long enough piece of paper. I was taking advantage of the fact that I have more than 12 inches here. It's not a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper. Obviously, if you want to make yours 6 by 5.5, or maybe you just want to make it square and make it 6 by 6, that's fine too. There's no hard and fast rule that it has to be 6.5 by 6. I chose that size because I liked it as far as fitting in the book goes. I want to say a little golden book is like 6 7/8 wide. So I wanted it to be just shy of the same width. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go right here. This is taller than my other ruler, so we're going to switch out. All right, so I explained a bunch of stuff the last time I tried to record this video about how my problems with all my recording equipment. I record on my computer with a webcam. And I record, and then I use editing software. Okay, and I was using Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, Adobe makes you subscribe, and you have to pay an annual fee. Can we just say it's expensive? I'm just going to leave it at that. And I decided I didn't want to. Well, no, actually, it stopped working, and I kept going on the forums and asking, and they kept telling me it was my video card's fault, and you know, all this stuff. So I tried a program from a company that I used to use. I used to use Paint Shop Pro, the graphic arts program. And I basically said, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. So I'm trying to see what I've got here. And I also want to know. Okay, I do have 6.5 inch pieces. This one's folded though. Why did I do that? Do I have 6 inches on either side? No, and no. They're creased. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to use those. But I have all these to choose from. This one, see, for some reason, these have an extra crease in them. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked. Shocker, I know. So I decided to check back in with my old friends at Paint Shop Pro, and they have a video software called Video Studio Pro, or Video Studio. I don't think it has to be Pro. I think they have 2 versions. And you buy it one time and it's yours. So to me, that was a better option. So I went ahead and did that. And it's a simpler program. It's not as complicated. And it does the minimal things that I need it to do. Okay, I didn't need the big complex program that was Adobe. So there's no point in me paying for the big complex program if I don't need it. So I'm learning how to use this one. I will say this. I would like you guys to let me know in the comments of either this video or I put one up Monday. My schedule's still a little erratic, so, and my daughter was sick. We got all kinds of things going on in this house. So my schedule's a little erratic. All right. I'm going to stop in the middle of what I'm saying because I want to tell you what I'm doing. Okay, so I want some of the pockets to go this way and some of the pockets to go this way. So the ones that go this way need to be just shy of 6.5 inches. Since this was 13, fold it in half. It's a 6.5 inch fold. I don't want it to interfere with this crease. So basically what I do, 6.5. You know these little dots? You guys, Fisker's sewing these cutting mats for fabric. You know these little dots that they have to measure the 1/4 inch marks all over the place? Normally, I put my ruler in the middle of those dots. So to give myself space, I'm going just to one side of the dots to make my piece just short of 6.5 inches. So, like that, and then I have a piece here. Now, if that's still too long, which I don't think it is, but let's get this down here and go. No, okay, that should be good. If it's still a little too long, then what I do is I glue where I want it to be on this side, and then I trim off on the edge over there. I mean, I know, not rocket science. Now, what I need to do is configure all of my pockets and figure out what I want to... Oh, that one's got a crease in it, too. I'm a little upset that I did this. I think I know why I did it. I was doing it to make pockets and things in the book, and I folded them and then cut them, which is why they all have creases in them, which is upsetting me greatly. Can I get 6 inches out of this one? That's 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This crease isn't as prominent. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to cut it off so that I don't have this fold in here anymore. So we're going to cut that off. I can use that for something else. And then we're going to go just shy of 6. Okay, remember I made it 6 inches tall, right? So this is going to be one of my tall pockets on this side. The ones that go up into my vertical pockets on the other side. So they need to be 6 inches. Yeah, it is going to get that crease, but I think it'll be okay. Because that one wasn't real folded. It was almost like I was about to fold it and then had a second thought and didn't crease it. I just bent it. So hopefully that one will work okay. And that one's going to go like that. All right, now I just have to decide on the paper to go with them. I was thinking these, but I don't know. Maybe as the wavies at the top and then it gets covered up. Do it like that. This one's a little harder, guys. I didn't have this much trouble putting my other one together. It's either that or I can do this to put a pop of color in here. Like that. Oh, I kind of like that better. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, so let me cut this one. So anyway, the idea of owning the software outright appeals to me. The idea that I don't have to pay an annual subscription for it appeals to me. The simplicity of it. And for any of the, like, I have used the software before, but it was years ago before I got Adobe. So for any of the software, for any of the relearning, there's tons of videos online. Okay, now the thumb notches. For any of you who are veterans and old hats at this, you'll already know this. But if you've never done this before, maybe you don't. If you put either your two design facing or your two backs facing, it doesn't matter which way you do it as long as it's same side facing. Okay, you don't want to do it like this. You want to do it like that. Okay, and then what you're going to do, if you want offset thumb holes. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip my thumb hole. This makes sure that the thumb holes on both pockets on the same page are the same size, same depth. It also makes sure that they are, if I want them to be off, they are. If I was trying to center them, it's a good way to center them too, just because you put them in the same place. So when you put the pockets down from each other, the thumb holes will line up if that's what you're looking for. So punching them at the same time is probably your best bet. Now, next thing we're going to do is ink everything. And while we're inking, I can chatter some more. The other thing I was having a problem with Adobe was the pixelating issue that I told you guys about, that I brought to your attention, and I'm sure you saw in some of my videos. Everybody kept trying to say that it was my graphics card. And maybe it was my graphics card and Adobe not getting along. I don't know. Maybe Adobe uses too many resources and it was bogging the computer down, which was causing it to lag, which is what was causing the pixels. I don't know that either. What I do know is that this program, I don't have the pixelation problem. So whatever was causing it in Adobe is not causing it in this program. So, and like I said, it might, honestly, it might be the fact that with Adobe's complex, and I'm not saying Adobe doesn't have its place, it's just, it's not for what I do. I mean, I'm not making blockbuster movies. And half of the stuff, I say half, probably 80% of the stuff that comes with Adobe Premiere Pro, I don't even know how to use. I don't know what it does. I don't know how to use it. Some of the stuff I was using was more trial and error than understanding. And so I finally got to the point where I was like, you know what, we're going to try something different and see if this solves the problem. And since it did, and it's a lot less complicated, that's what we're going with. Like I said, this is called Video Studio Pro. If you do the same thing I do, and you're looking for, you know, and Corel is always having sales, and they bundle things. So like if you're looking for a video program and a graphics art program so you can make your thumbnails and stuff, if you want to make decorative thumbnails, or you want to make your own. I'll be using my Paint Shop Pro to make my kits now. So if you want to make digitals, or you want to modify digitals that you buy for your own personal use, obviously you can't sell somebody else's digitals, but why did I do this? I am putting on the wrong piece first. Let's see if we can do this quick and keep the glue. So they do bundles, and you get all kinds of extras and things when you buy a bundle. And like I said, you download the program, and the program is yours for life. When I was trying to decide whether or not to do this, as a matter of fact, I went back and got a new download code from I had my phone folder because I was showing you guys pockets. I went back and got my old download code from my previous purchase back in 4 or 5 years ago now. I want to say it was in 21. It might have been before that. I don't know. It might have been 2019. I can't remember. Anyway, I bought the program back then, and I just contacted them and said, hey, I need a download code. I've bought a new computer, which was not false. I had since the last time I downloaded it. And they sent me a download code. Now, when you buy the program, you're allowed to put it on 2 computers, so you can put it on your laptop and your desktop, I think is what their idea is, so that you can use it on your desktop, and then if you have to go somewhere and you need to use it, you can go somewhere and use it. But it's yours. And there's lots of good videos on how to use it, and Corel even has they call it the Corel Discovery Center. And when you buy Corel stuff, you sign up for the Discovery Center, and you can access they have little mini, like 5, 10, 15-minute videos with transcripts and instructions that you can download and print on how to use the different items or different things in the program. So they're very helpful. It's very user-friendly. I'm fine with going back to Corel. I like the company. I haven't had any problems with them. Adobe was just too complicated for me. I just didn't need it anymore, and I was having problems with it that I couldn't solve, so there you have it. Okay. Do I want to use this here? What do you think? Remember, there'll be a signature in here, so even though these 2 sides don't go, because they don't, as long as these go, I'm all right. And I just thought about where I put this. I think I needed it to go on that side, because I think I know where in the book I want to put this, and I think I need this over here. It's because I'm talking and crafting at the same time. Anyway, all right, so this side, I'm sorry if all my talking has made this confusing. Basically, these pockets were 6.5 inches wide, and I just kept the width of the strip that I had cut off from the book when I cut these short to fit in the book. So if you want to know how wide this pocket is, it's like a 1/16 of an inch. It's like 4 1/16, 1/16, something like that. Because remember I told you the paper, the books are an odd size. Yeah. All right. Stop hemming and hawing and get this cut. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to let you know that I've been working on the video thing. So that's part of my problem out of the way, I think. I'm still having a few export issues and... I'm still having a few small issues. But it's going to be a learning curve, and once I get the program learned, that will be... like I said, one problem out of the way. Then it'll just be a scheduling issue for my daughter's schedule and my, like, recording schedule. So, and my hope would be to get myself a little more organized. Sorry, this is already hanging out this edge, and I'm hoping that I can just trim this and it will... If I get myself a little more organized, what I'm hoping is that I can, like, record on the weekends. Because if I can record videos on the weekends, then on the days when I come home from school, if I haven't gotten them, like, edited and stuff, I can work on that, in the evenings. You know, after dinner or whatever. The other thing is because I get up so early to get her to school, I have an early bedtime, so I'm not the night owl I used to be, although sometimes my body thinks I am. It's like I get my second wind just in time to not be able to go to bed when I need to. Which is hysterical to me. All right, this is going to be the top one, so I don't do the mixing up thing, I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down. But yeah, so I don't have, I don't have as much time in the evening. So by the time I get her home, get dinner done, although tonight neither one of us were hungry, so I actually didn't have to cook, which means, tonight's been an abnormal night, which is why I had time to record something. I need to get my glue mat up here. I am bound and determined to mess up my mat again. I put it too far up. That's what I get for not paying attention. Seems to have worked. But yeah, as soon as I can get myself on a schedule. I mean, it's even my crafting schedule is bogged down again. So remember when it used to take me forever to get a journal done? Yeah, it's going to start taking me forever to get journals done again because I don't have time to work on them. This past weekend I was away. I didn't get anything done, which is why I'm recording a video on a school night, because I was away for a funeral. I had a death in the family, so I was away for a funeral. And, yeah, so... Seems like just a ton of stuff all at once, I guess. Okay. So for these pockets that are standing up, because it is 6 inches tall, I still just kept the width of the pocket as being whatever the width of the cutoff was when I cut it to fit in the little golden book. Okay, so the width is just the width of your cutoff. I was trying to make this simple, was also trying to use up as much of the cutoff as possible. So the less of it I trim off, the more of it that gets used. So, and again, I don't want to interfere with my center fold here. So we're going to put that down. My glue mat is literally down here on the floor next to me. You know this guy? It's wanting to buckle and pull away from the glue. Or because the glue is wet. So it's trying to pull. Which I don't want it to do because then it's not even with the edge. Okay. All the glue sticking out. These seem to have lined up pretty good. Okay. So these pockets were the width of the cutoff, 6.5 inches wide. These pockets were the width of the cutoff and 6 inches tall. All right. And then remember, if you want the offset thumb pulls, face your designs to each other and clip it. Okay. All my yammering, and we're like 30 minutes in. All my hemming and hawing about paper too, because I wasn't real sure what I was going to do with it. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what we're going to use for our pieces that go, the one that goes across here that folds with the policy closure, which might be a good thing to use one of these for since they fold, are already folded. And I'll just use the creases, even though that's a smaller crease than I have been using on the other ones. I might have to re-crease it. That crease is going to show. If the crease wasn't going to show, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But any creases that I put in these are going to show. Or any creases that I try and remove from these, I guess I should say. Because even this one, when you open it up, that's there. I suppose I could put washi tape on it. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, we're going to give this a shot. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and rub this crease out of here. I've done this before where I just take my bone folder and I rub over the crease and it kind of flattens it out a little bit. I mean, it obviously doesn't take the crease out of the paper, but it does flatten it out some. And we're going to do it back here to this one. Okay. And that helps. All right, and then what I'll do, I think, you have a little decorative piece on here, right? Just going to put it right along like that. Please be straight. Okay, let's cut it. I'm finishing up the last of the ephemera on this kit I want to release, and then I just have to print it. And I'm hoping to release it this weekend. So, you guys make sure you look for that. Oh, it bent again. No, I flattened the wrong one. That. Okay, and should I put a piece in here just for fun? I mean, it's not like that's gonna keep it from folding. It's washi tape, for Pete's sakes. But it'll let me know that this is back here is the fold that I need to fold on. And once I get it glued down, it won't matter. I like this neutral washi tape. I found this. This was Paper Studio. I think it was in a haul I did. So Hobby Lobby. All right, now the next thing I do is ink it. So mostly the edges. I'm not as worried about white surfaces in a Little Golden Book journal. I don't know. The surfaces in a Little Golden Book journal, I mean, a Little Golden Book journal in and of itself is brighter, I guess, more colorful. So it lends itself to more colorful or brighter stuff. So I'm okay with like the bright white. I say as I put ink all over this, I know. But and the front of this, I won't really ink much at all. I like this look for, to make it look like old dirty paper that you've folded and unfolded and it's been in this journal forever, and I don't know. I can't believe I have actually figured out a way to get myself down to the bottom of my crafty spot. I feel like I'm doing the same thing I did. I don't usually smear ink with these because it makes those round spots. But, oh, the other thing I have to do, I'm not paying attention again. This is too wide. I don't want it to be the same width as, I don't want it to cover up the whole pocket. So we need to cut it. I'm going to take off about 1 inch. So this is going to be narrower. So I'm going to have to ink another side. I'm going to have to ink that side again. That's why I was saying I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I know I had it sitting out here. Yeah, I covered it up. You have to decide whether you want your corners rounded. And then you might have to put more ink on it again. These are things you should probably decide before you ink. But, you know. This is what happens when I try to talk and craft. You guys do remember this about me, right? Talking and crafting, not my strong suit. Okay, so we're going to glue this down. Almost done. My thing seems to still be recording. I don't know if like I bumped something last time or if I accidentally hit a key or there's a setting on here that you can mark to create your video file and a special kind of video file that gets used in Videoshop. And I don't know if those have time limits. I mean, for all I know, there's a time limit on a video studio project. And I keep saying that to myself, and I keep thinking I remember something like that from when I originally tried to use the program. But I don't know. I would have to go back and look at it. As to whether or not you have to set how long you want it to record before you record. Which would be silly, because I never know how long these are going to go. Uh-oh. I need 4 of them, and I made 4 of them. As soon as I get this punched and inked and ready to go, I will find the other one. All right. I have black and white baker's twine for this one for to match the kitten. See, he's black and white. Okay, so we just need a brad. Well, we need 2. What do we want to use? Who knows? See what I can find. I would like to use that color. I just don't know that I want squares. I know, so why did you pull it out of there? Go ahead, ask me. I don't know. And this yellow, I think, is gonna... Oh, that might not be too bad. Maybe we'll use the yellow. No, they won't show up very well against the little circles. I think I'm just going to use the yellow ones. Okay. So basically, you're going to poke your hole in the middle. Now, even when I get my hole in the middle, when I stick the brad through, the brad makes a bigger hole than the hole you punched. And depending on how it goes through there, it doesn't always go through centered. So, anyway, you're going to put them both through like that. Then I push down to flatten the brad itself. And then usually I go stick my finger in here and kind of work this top piece away from the bottom piece and make it a little flexible. All right. Also, I do see how I inked them. These sides are plain. I put them, both of them, inked side up. That's just so that when you put the string in there, if the bottom one peeks out at all, it is also inked. I mean, that's just a personal thing that I did. Okay, if you've never done this policy closure thing before, basically you're going to sandwich your string between the two little discs that you made. Okay, so that's probably enough. All right, so you're going to take it and you're going to, actually, you know what, I'm going to do it on this one. You're going to take it and you're going to put it in here like this. Just wrap it around in there. You're going to tie it. Just a square knot, nothing fancy. That does mean you're going to have to pull the long one through the loop once. But, you know. Alright, nothing fancy. Okay, just kind of squeeze it back together. And then I just wrap this around in there. I mean, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Don't glue it. You need that to stay open. If you glue it, you'll glue your discs shut. You don't want to do that. Okay, let's put it together. So, like I said, hopefully, I mean, this was supposed to be, in my old schedule, this would have been Wednesday's video. In this schedule, I'll be lucky if you're seeing it on Thursday. You're probably going to end up seeing it on Friday, but we'll see how it goes. Because to see it on Thursday, I have to finish it and edit it and upload it tonight. So I don't know if all of that is going to get done. And again, it would have been up I mean, I would have been able to guarantee Thursday or Wednesday evening if it hadn't been for the fact that my thing crashed. So, like I said, I haven't solved all the problems, and I don't know why it crashed. And I keep looking up, terrified that I'm going to see that it's frozen again, and that this is going to be... I'll cry. I swear I will cry if my thing freezes again. Alright, so we're just going to put these both on here like this. Alright, now, while the glue sets, I don't want to tie it while the glue sets. I have moved many a policy closure while the glue was setting, because I tried to wrap the string around it before the glue was dry, or before it was at least set. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit for a minute, and we're going to go on to making our little envelope piece. Now, hopefully this crease will either A, fall in line with my roll, or B, be on the back of my pocket. If it's on the back of my pocket, I'm okay with that. I'll just stick it over here with my scraps. I might end up using it for something, who knows. Okay, now you're going to take one end. Oh, no. It's got the branding thingy on it. I don't want to use that. Guys. Maybe we'll use this. I'm going to lose it. If one more thing goes wonky, I am going to lose it. Okay. Now, what you're going to do, I like to do it like this, So I take my corners and I pinch, go like this, and I pinch right here. Okay? And then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my two flaps meet at that pinch. And if they meet at that pinch, they should be even straight across down here. Okay? They don't have to be perfect. That's going to be, well, all right, I'm going to say this. That can either be openable as part of your journaling space or not. If you don't want it to be, you can always glue those flaps down and then decorate on that little flap and, you know, have a ball. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this to see if I can get it to a point that I want. See that? Let me see if I can figure out how to include that. No. Sorry. All right, let's fold them really short. It's going to be a short envelope. Okay, and then if I fold it here, and then I fold it here, and then I give it one more. Okay, perfect. Make sure it's straight. And even if, okay, I'm going to show you, because mine didn't come out straight. So mine's all cattywampus here, probably because of my abysmal folding. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that off even on that side, and then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to cut this off even on this side. Okay, and fold that down. Okay, so that worked out. And my crease ended up being part of my fold. Okay, and then this will go on here like this. Cute. Okay, and then all you have to do is come up with a closure. All right. And of course, I would ink, like you saw the one I gave you as an example, I would ink this. Okay, so I'm thinking, I'm also killing time because I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to use to close this. One of my thoughts had been to make a closure. I'm going to show you how I make closures sometimes, I think. Which, you know, you can use it or not. But I think it makes a good closure when you don't have anything. You don't have an alternative. Sorry. Which might be never for you. I mean, you might always know. I just don't always know what I want to put down as the closure for this. And it's got a little notch in it. All right. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to take the small circle. We're going to take this strip. I know, it looks exactly like what I'm about to glue it to, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to punch some of these. I think I want 3. Let me see how thick it is and how... I'm going to fold one of them in half. I need a top one, and I need at least one underneath one. And I'm going to glue this together because I don't want this to come open. Okay, and you're going to glue this onto here. so that it's raised a little bit. And usually I do at least 2. Just because it needs to be raised enough for you to be able to tuck that under. Okay. I'm going to fold it and glue it. Goodness gracious. We're almost done, guys. I swear we're almost done. Okay. Like I said, I'm hoping to start... I'm going to go back to filming ahead. So... that'll be my way to compensate. And if I can get myself filmed ahead well enough, I should be able to give you guys videos. I should be able to get back on track. But you're going to have to give me time to get back on track. The other thing would be that when I'm chatting with you, some of the things I talk about may be a little out of, maybe, you know, a few days to a week old. All right, I'm going to glue this down on the back of my circle. All right, I just took my 2 halves that I folded and glued together, and I glued them to each other, and then I glued this on the back of here. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to fold this, and you're going to stick this on here to hold the tip of your envelope down. Okay, so it'll go on there like that. And I'm going to ink it just so that you can see it against its background, since it's the same. And it will work. All right, so we're going to put this on here. And I don't necessarily make it so that the tip butts up against there, because sometimes I think that that makes it harder to get the tip in and out. It just has to be enough so that it'll hold it down once the glue dries. Now, before the glue dries, sometimes, depending on how thick this is and how much it wants to pop up, it might lift it. So, seems to be holding okay. All right, and then what we're going to do is glue it down, and we are just about done. It's making me nervous. Sorry, I just looked up. My recording software has little bars, little equalizer bars that bounce when you talk. I looked up and I wasn't talking, and the equalizer bars weren't moving. There was no equalizer bar there, and I almost lost it. But then I realized I could see motion in the picture. Because that's the other thing. The equalizer bars will freeze, but so will the image in the camera window. Okay, so I said this in the last time I tried to record this, so I'll say it again. I glued both of these down as pockets. Now, if you don't want to use them as pockets, you don't have to. There's nothing that says you have to make this a pocket. But my philosophy is always, it's better to have it and not need it than to want it or not want it, and than to want it and not have it. And once you've glued it down flat, you can't then make it a pocket. But if you make it a pocket and you don't want it, then you don't have to use it. Okay? So that's my thoughts on that. And there we have. Last thing I did was round the corners on the booklet. All right, there we go. And there you have it. Now, let's see where we want to put it. I'm actually going to look in the second signature because I'm going to see if it'll still go where I wanted to put it. Okay, this is where I wanted to put it. Well, I mean, What's on the other side of this? Do I put it here, like that, or do I put it here, like this? Okay, so the red ties in with the barn. It was supposed to tie in with the food, but I think I'm going to leave it there. All right, that worked out. Okay, so in this one, it's in the second signature. In the first two I did, it was in the first signature, so it's good to have variety. All right, so that's it, guys. That was my little booklet. As I said, and as you can probably tell with the way that's made, if you wanted to, you could just sew some pages in that and make it a standalone booklet of its own. It could be a little journal companion. You could tuck it in a big pocket. You could, you know, like I said, make it its own little mini journal. But I just thought it was a lot of fun, and it was a different way for me to use the wallpaper, for me anyway, to use some of my wallpaper. And I'm excited to get wallpaper into these books because I still have a drawer full of that stuff. And not that I'm like angry about it. I love it. I'm always looking for places to use it, and I think it goes really well here, especially the brights. So that's it for me, guys. I will see you as soon as I possibly can. I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope you're sticking with me through this erratic stabilization of my schedule. Again, make sure that you let me know what you think about how the new software looks. If you see any issues, either with the appearance of the video, something that you think is off that I need to try and fix, or it sounds funny. That's the funny thing about it is you only hear yourself in your own head, so when you hear a recording of yourself, you sound funny anyway. So I just need to make sure that it's not me hearing myself. And that's why it sounds funny. So let me know, and run over to my Etsy shop and check things out. I should have a new kit out this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. It's a lot of fun, very colorful, very bright. If you guys like peacocks, it's coming. And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.